It is happening. The inflation rate is expected to rise once again, everybody. And now the Federal Reserve is planning to take big action to address this major issue. With millions of people worried about with Congress stepping in for a little extra relief, people don't know if they're going to receive stimulus payments in 2023. But in this video, I'll explain to you the most important stimulus check information that you have to know. Because remember folks, if President Biden does send out the fourth stimulus check in time, many people will get the relief that they so desperately need. And that would definitely be a great thing. So I hope that President Biden can keep his promise to the American people and send out stimulus payments by 2024. Do you think he will? Tell me in the comments. Well, high inflation and the state of the economy remain at the top of the list of America's top concern. A new poll showed that at least 60% of respondents said they have a great deal about concern and inflation in the economy. The percentage increased by 2 points for both categories from a poll taken last year. The Fed is already raising its key interest rate by 0.25 percentage points, underscoring the central bank's commitment to fighting inflation, even if that heightens the financial pressure on the country's banks. Now, folks, listen to this. As recently as 2 weeks ago, the Fed appeared set for a steeper rate hike and prepared to keep them elevated for longer. But a startling deposit run at Silicon Valley Bank and a closure of two smaller banks and a takeover of two other banks has created this panic in the financial system. Many economists, as well as the Fed, noted the bank's newfound caution following the turmoil would likely drag on the economy. The high cost of living is causing financial headaches for millions of people. That is why many states and cities have approved new relief. There is a $5 million fund from which Americans could get much needed $500 stimulus checks. Everybody, listen up. It's important now. This is happening in the state of Missouri, specifically in St. Louis, and the checks are directed at families with low income. The mayor, who was one of the most people affected by this crisis, said that the people in the city and state have already a plan to send cash to hundreds of families, if not thousands, who are going through a tough time. The bill was presented and is calling for the state to spend $5 million in funds that are coming from the federal crisis stimulus package. They are urging the federal government to agree on sending $500 monthly payments to local families for the next year and a half. This idea is for this program to begin as soon as possible, and its approval will go into 2024. Now, the program is not approved yet, but a green light would mean that eligible people will be with low income, who are either parents or guardians of children in public city schools, and it's a great chance for the city of St. Louis to offer support for working families and their children. The Nebraska governor has also made some school aid and tax cut plans to keep on rolling this week, as lawmakers give a strong thumbs up to a package of property tax changes worth more than $3 billion over the next 6 years. The bill introduced by the senator would increase Nebraska's two property tax credit program, cap school property tax growth, and eliminate almost all community college property tax. The package represents the second piece of Governor Pillen's plan to advance this bill. The first piece would cut the state's top income tax rate by 1/3 and make other income tax changes possible. The governor said the property tax package would provide substantial property tax relief for everyday Nebraskans. And last August in the state of Maine, a new law took effect aimed at giving relief to the homeowners who have watched inflation and demand drive up their property values and thus their taxes.
For a bad batch of water. The system then was paused, distributing more water into the system in an effort to have a better chemistry or a better jar test of what they were producing. And so that meant that the residents were draining what was left at that point in the clear wells. This is happening, at a time where we have support with the state there, at the water treatment facility. We welcome their support with open arms. Because we believe that our residents are worthy.
There is a new monthly eligible benefit raise. Lawmakers have agreed to provide a boost to beneficiaries. This might be worth up to $200 of financial aid, but some Americans in several states may not be eligible to receive this stimulus check.
Americans need stable, competent leadership that understands the problems our country is facing. Want to lower the gas prices? Republicans' answer is to unleash American energy. Democrats' answer is to hire another six-figure, out-of-touch Washington bureaucrat who has never run a business to tell people who work for a living what to do, or just what the president did just a week ago. Shut down more leases and opportunity for America to produce oil, but no, try to buy it somewhere else, maybe Russia. They're attacking energy producers to shift blame from their own failures. They have no better answer to the problems they created except.
Folks, we got a ton of news about the fourth stimulus check, Social Security benefits, SSI, and SSDI. Continue watching this video. You definitely don't want to miss out on this important stimulus check information. We have a ton of news to go over, and what's good is that even Joe Biden is ready for a stimulus payment. Income is based payments, and they're set to go out in just a few days. The lawmakers are finally setting aside money from budget surpluses for new stimulus. And 1,000 payments are confirmed for many. Now, there are more than 1 million Americans that are eligible for bonus payments this year, thanks to several cities and states offering money. Bonuses, which are taxable, are awarded to workers to addition to their salary. Some are offering bonuses as costs in the economy remain high, and to say thank you to the workers that worked during the height of the crisis. For those in the market for a job, some places may offer what is called a sign-on bonus to lure in some workers. Now, households will start getting checks worth between $400 and $1,000 in just weeks under a $30 million premium pay program. A premium pay program that will benefit those that are in need of stimulus. The Connecticut State Legislature overwhelmingly voted to increase the state's premium pay program by $75 million as part of the House bill. Initially, the bonus pay was originally worth $1,000 for full-timers and $400 for part-timers, but the state ran into an application influx issue and had to make modifications. Under the original plan, workers making less than $100 would actually receive $1,000 every single day. This is a free stimulus cash. However, the state changed the policy so that only full-time workers who make less than $50,000 will qualify for the full $1,000. This means those making between $50 and $150 are eligible between $100 and $800. The program applies to only private sector workers, leaving out anybody who's working for a federal or state government agency. Specifically, to qualify, you must have not been able to work from home and must be employed from March 10 to May 7, 2022, which was last year. Already, 2 other states have secured their funds for this bonus payment. And since October, the Maryland State Department of Education has been sending you guys $13,000, and now the city of Memphis, Tennessee is offering also $15,000 for recruitment policies. Over in the state of Florida, they're giving $3,000 through the Inflation Reduction Act and the Florida Power and Light Rebates Energy Bill. Homeowners can expect to claim 30% of the cost of their air source, like heating pumps and all those things. Mortgage rates have declined for 3 weeks in a row, giving homeowners a bigger opportunity to purchase a house. But this all leads to one question. Will Joe Biden send out the stimulus check in 2023? Let's find out. So the economists are pushing for a $8,000 fourth stimulus check, everybody. This will be a one-time inflation relief check, and these checks could be automatically deposited to eligible households and Americans that receive their monthly benefit checks. So, for instance, New Mexico is already sending out $400 checks. Another state like Maine is sending out $800 payments. So, everybody, it's pretty good to see that President Biden, Republicans, and Democrats, and governors are doing what it takes to send out stimulus payments and help out the American people and send out stimulus checks before it's too late, because President Biden definitely has the authority to do so. We're just waiting on President Biden to take some action. But now, a total of 3 rounds of stimulus checks were deposited into people's bank accounts over the past several years in order to help people and shield people from devastating effects of the crisis. But the crisis has not stopped affecting millions of people's lives. For instance, Americans will spend thousands of dollars in extra money this year, in part due to the after effects of the crisis. And many are hoping from the federal government that they will take action to help defray the big